Over 3,000 newtons of force. Let that number sink in for a moment. This is the amount of measured force that some of the most powerful kicks in the world can generate. To put that into perspective, it is more than enough force to shatter a stack of wooden boards, break a concrete block, send a 100-pound heavy bag flying off its chain. It is a number that captures the imagination, the absolute peak of human impact. When you see a knockout in a fight, you are witnessing this force in a fraction of a second with pinpoint accuracy. The sound, the impact, the sudden finality. It all starts with a number like this. The figure gets thrown around in gyms and forums, exaggerated, misunderstood, but always with awe. Fans point to a knockout and call it the hardest kick ever. Fighters in post-fight interviews claim their finishing blow was the hardest of their career. Trainers nod, reinforcing the legend, but as a student of the game who prefers evidence over emotion, I have to ask, how do we actually know?
When we talk about what makes a kick powerful, many people immediately think of one thing: raw, muscular strength. They picture a fighter with huge tree trunk legs and assume that's the sole source of power. While strong legs matter, it's only one piece of a larger puzzle. True power isn't just flexing a muscle. It's efficient energy transfer through the body, culminating in a single focused point of impact. It's a symphony of movement where every part matters. Let's break down the core components. First, speed. Velocity of the striking limb, critical. Force il mass X, acceleration. Fast snaps deliver energy in a tiny time window, spiking impact force. Second, mass. Effective mass of the whole body, not just the leg. Hip and shoulder rotation throws body weight into the kick. Technique can let a 170 Lalu fighter outkick a 220 Lalu fighter. Enjoyed this? Like and share to support more breakdowns. To understand these principles in action, let's examine a specific, well-known case. There are many famous knockouts to choose from, but one that frequently appears in discussions about the most powerful kick involves a brutal roundhouse kick to the head. You have likely seen the clip. A fighter, balanced and composed, unleashes a kick that seems to come out of nowhere. It travels in a high, graceful arc, and the sound it makes upon impact is a sharp, sickening crack that cuts through the noise of the arena. The opponent immediately goes stiff and falls to the canvas, the fight over in an instant. The crowd erupts, and commentators are left speechless. When we watch that clip at full speed, our reaction is purely emotional. We see the dramatic result and immediately label the cause as unbelievable power. But when we use modern tools and slow the video down, a different kind of picture emerges, one of technical perfection. The first thing we notice is the setup. The kicking fighter subtly shifts their weight onto their plant leg, creating a stable base. This foot pivots perfectly, opening up the hips to allow for maximum rotation. This is the foundation upon which the entire structure of the kick is built, and without it, the power would be cut by more than half. Now let's watch the core and the hips. As the leg begins its journey, the fighter's hips turn over with explosive speed. This is not a leg movement, it is a full body rotation. The leg stays relaxed, then snaps forward in the final milliseconds, maximizing velocity at the point of contact. One of the most persistent myths in combat sports is that a bigger, more muscular fighter will always kick harder. It seems logical. More muscle mass should equal more force, and more force a harder kick. But that's a half-truth that leads to bad assumptions in training. Mass matters. Force equals mass times acceleration. But mass isn't the only variable, and it's not the most important for a dynamic kick. Technique is the great equalizer. A 155-pound skilled fighter can hit harder than a 250-pound unskilled heavyweight. Why? Efficiency of movement and the kinetic chain, hip rotation, pivot, snap. These let the limb reach much higher velocity. Energy depends more on velocity. KE equals 1/2 mv squared. Small speed increases give big energy gains. A fast, well-timed kick beats a slow, heavy one. Think sledgehammer versus whip. A great kick is like the whip. Whole body momentum into a fast, snapping end. Power comes from sequential, explosive release of stored elastic energy. Strength and conditioning still matter. Core, powerful glutes, explosive hamstrings. That's horsepower. But without technique, the software, it's wasted. The best kickers blend attributes with flawless, repeatable technique. Section 5, the science of impact, tools of the trade. To move beyond speculation and truly measure the power of a kick, we turn to specialized tools.
The most fundamental is the force plate or impact sensor. Embedded in pads or dummies, it measures force over very short durations. It registers peak force in newtons and tracks impulse across the contact window, our headline numbers. To complete the picture, combine force plates with high-speed cameras shooting thousands of frames per second, with markers on ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder. Motion capture tracks exact path and velocity. Now we see how fast the foot travels at impact, a critical piece of the power puzzle. A clear test: have an athlete kick a force measuring pad as a side view high-speed camera records. After each trial, you get peak force and peak velocity. Repeat with different athletes and techniques to reveal patterns. Highest forces often paired with highest velocities and the most efficient hip rotation. Fight replays are compelling but qualitative. Lab tests give quantitative comparable numbers. As biomechanics expert Dr. Cindy Burr notes, coordinated sequential motion influences impact far more than any single muscle's isometric strength. Technique measured as sequence velocity is the key.
Every powerful kick, roundhouse, front side, follows a sequence of interconnected movements. Understanding this sequence is like learning grammar. It lets you write powerful sentences of motion. The roundhouse is a perfect example of this four-part chain of force. Step 1, stance and pivot. Power starts from the ground. Establish a stable base on the supporting leg. Pivot the supporting foot. Turn the heel toward target. This unlocks the hips. Without the pivot, hips can't rotate fully. Your power gets cut dramatically. Step 2, explosive hip rotation. Glutes, core, and obliques drive the turn. Turn the hips over as if to show your back to the target. Create angular momentum. Keep the leg relaxed early. Let the hips carry it. In the last moment, snap the lower leg. That spike in velocity is everything. Don't push from the start with quads. It slows you down. Step 4, follow through. Don't stop at impact. Drive through. That's how you transfer maximum energy. Full spins on a miss show full commitment. The whole chain engaged. Before we continue, if you're looking for a martial arts school for yourself or your child, I've created a free guide called How to Find a Reputable Martial Arts School in Your Area. It covers the #1 mistakes people make when choosing a school. Just comment "school" below, and I'll show you how to get your free copy. Then select the link at the top of the description. Now, back to this informative content.
Even if two kicks have the same force, say 3,000 Newton, the visible effect depends on where they land. The properties of the target matter as much as the strike. The body has areas of extreme durability and shocking vulnerability. The head is a heavy object on a flexible column. The neck, strikes to the jaw or temple don't just push the head, they rotate it violently. The brain, floating in fluid, slams the skull interior, disrupting function, overloading circuits, flipping the off switch. The jaw is a lever, maximizing rotational effect, a classic knockout target. The torso absorbs and distributes force, brutal but less likely to cause instant lights out. Thigh or peroneal nerve shots are debilitating, seizing muscle, deadening the leg, ruining mobility over time. The spectacle differs. Don't confuse outcome drama with strike power alone. Judging power by drama often conflates force with target vulnerability. Respect the craft and the science that explains it.
Why measure with sensors and high-speed cameras? Because moving from hype to science helps everyone. Fans and athletes. Fans learn to see pivots, hip rotation, and perfect timing. Fighters train smarter, explosiveness, rotational torque, and kinetic chain reps. Objective numbers set benchmarks and remove guesswork. Data-driven feedback beats kick harder every time. Measuring power respects the art by seeking truth. Have we measured the single hardest kick ever? No, but we know what world-class power looks like. Full body mass, max rotational speed, flawless sequencing, precise targeting. Don't be fooled by hype. Watch the setup, the pivot, the hip turn. Analyze with a critical eye. Proof comes from measured force and repeatable mechanics. Which kick shocked you the most? Name the fight. Timestamp if you can. One short sentence. Why was it so devastating? Before we continue, if you're looking for a martial arts school for yourself or your child, I've created a free guide called How to Find a Reputable Martial Arts School in Your Area. It covers the #1 mistakes people make when choosing a school. Just comment "school" below, and I'll show you how to get your free copy. Then select the link at the top of the description. Now back to this content. I'll review your picks and we'll continue the analysis together. Next up, why the side kick is feared. Why it stops advances, how it damages knees and ribs, and how to measure its force and technique. Community question. What kick do you want to see broken down next? Let us know in the comments below. See you at the next video.